like watch movies and eat food and we'll just hang out while, we work. And I feel like something happened where it was just like maybe like a cuddle or something was going to happen, like a platonic cuddle, because platonic cuddling should be a thing and can be a thing. I've done it successfully. I get over there. We were just hanging out and stuff. She worked, I worked. And then we both finished work and we went to lay down to just watch TV. And baby, I got behind her to big spoon her. Oh my God. I felt all the things and none of the things and everything possible with my entire body just connected to her in that way. And that was one of the most recent times where I could feel that this physical connection with someone was so powerful just by touch. And we were still like fully clothed, but it was like a puzzle piece going, like the last piece of a puzzle going together, how perfectly it fit. It felt amazing. And that was the downward spiral into a bunch of fuckery. A lot of fuckery. So that day, we both felt it. Things certainly hit a point out of nowhere. And I don't even think we even anticipated wanting to do stuff with each other. It just happened. And then we kind of tried to fight it, We would do everything but sex, or be super suggestive in like text messages and be like, no, we can't do this. And we would go back and forth like this for a while. And a big thing was like our age difference. I hadn't dated anyone that was that age. She hadn't been with anyone that was my age necessarily. And we were both just navigating some new territory, but the feelings were just so strong and felt so pure that it was impossible to ignore them. Time passes and we are in that good old lesbian fuck buddy, looks like a relationship but it's not a relationship, but we hugged up. You're spending days at my house, we're going out, we're spending money on food every day and doing all that cute ass shit that you do when you're with someone new, and it all feels great and effortless and magical and spontaneous. Jordan asked me to accompany her on a trip outside of the country for her 40th birthday. I had never been outside of the country, but I said, fuck it, sure, let's do it. The trip gets planned. It ends up being myself, Jordan's sister, and Jordan's friend, who would be flying in from another state to meet us in said country, out of the country. The trip plans go crazy. We make it out of the country. We make it to the resort. Everything's great. We spend time on the beach. We're in the pools, we're in the sand. All of us is like 4 people just hanging out and everything. Now, from the time we got from checking in at the hotel to maybe dinner that night, I noticed something between Jordan and her friend that flew in. I was like, this just your friend, but her hand is in the back of your back pocket gripping your ass? Oh, wow, that's funny. Because, I'm here, I'm looking like, well, what the fuck am I here for? I'm out the country and we was fucking before this trip happened. So naturally, I assumed that we would still be doing stuff on this trip. And I just kept my mouth shut. I just watched. And I said, Okay. All right. This is what we're gonna play here. Okay. It wasn't until maybe a couple days later, one night I got super drunk, like blacked out on we all had our own rooms. That's a flag right there. I should have known. That's a big key to this story. We all had our own rooms. And while I'm grateful now for having my own room, and I was grateful then for having my own room, but looking back on the relationship between me and Jordan at the time, I'm like, that should have been a little suspect, and I should have poked into the situation more of like, what are we doing on this trip? But I didn't think too much about it. And because I also like my own space, so even if I am like with you, I guess like I still would want to be by myself at some point. So red flag. So back to the night, I blacked out and I fell asleep in Jordan's friend's, I can't think of a name to give her right now. We'll call her Daria. Sure. Okay, that's the first thing that popped in my head. I fell asleep on Daria's balcony. Jordan moved me into Daria's bed because there was no way I was moving. Like, I was blacked out. Like, there was no way. I just had to sleep there. They all left, let me sleep there. And I wake up the next day and I'm like, okay, I'm hungover. All right, whatever. Keep it pushing. I go to breakfast. And the whole time me and Jordan are just kind of having our moment, you know, like, wait, I'm forgetting things about this story. We got there. No, I'm not. I'm on the right track. So we're looking at each other at breakfast. We're passing footsies and just little slick stuff over breakfast. And then we go back to the room because it's breakfast. It's endless mimosas on this resort. So breakfast plus mimosas, somebody is getting something done to them. And we go back up to my room, and it's that moment where it's just like, I want you so bad. Like, I will you're ripping your clothes off. You're ripping each other's clothes at that point. And when I tell you, Jordan was literally just like fixing and finalizing her strap and being ready, did she say, I had sex with Daria last night. And when I tell you, my entire soul plummeted out of my body. The first thing that came out of my mouth when she said that was it good? Because I felt like a dummy, because it's like, I'm here and you're gonna go around and you're gonna sleep with other people. Like, what the fuck am I here for? Like, I was blocked. That was the one night that I was incoherent, and that is the night that you went out and then decided to fuck her. Like, there wasn't any sort of like conversation of like, you know what? There was a conversation. Before she told me this, I want to say like a day before, there was conversation about Daria planning to have sex with Jordan on this trip. And I did not stand up for myself and what I wanted in that moment. I said, oh no, it's fine, go ahead. Like, we're not anything serious. Like, we're here, we're out of the country, it's whatever. And I think in my mind, I hoped that Jordan would either not do it, or I would at least be in the room to watch and or participate potentially. And neither of those things happened, and that's also what hurt my feelings. And I remember, while the night that I was drunk, having a conversation with Daria separately, because she was just like, I just want to make sure that we're good and blah blah blah, make sure you're feeling okay with this. And I did not stand up for myself and say that I wasn't okay with it. I was just like, no, whatever. So that was a lesson in standing up for yourself. Say what you want, say what you feel, say what you mean, or you will get your feelings hurt. Fast forward to right before sex happened, she tells me she slept with Daria. I ask her, was it good? She says yes. And I tried to continue the moment, even though it was ruined. A bubble was popped for me. Sex went on for maybe 5 minutes before something, I just broke. I felt my body physically twitch, and then I just started crying. And she's just talk to me, what's going on? And I was just you slept with her last night and here you are with me. What do you mean, why am I crying, And that was the first instance where I realized that we were very different people in terms of how we navigate. I think I am a monogamously centered person, and Jordan is not. Yeah, Jordan is not that person. So for the remainder of the trip, the rest of that day, I took kind of half of the day just to cry and feel and call my best friends and tell them what was up, because I'm out of the country without any of my support system right now. I felt so many just awful emotions. I just wanted to go home and be with my best friends, And for the remainder of that trip, I was crazily uncomfortable because I then watched Jordan and Daria have their own moments between the two of them, because you know how it is when you fuck somebody and the looks you give them and how you interact with them physically and the way that you smile and move the body language. And then what I hated was that Jordan would go back and forth between us. We'd be at the pool and I'd just be chilling by myself, and then Jordan would swim over and be all flirty and shit with me, and then would leave and then go be doing the same shit with Daria, thinking it was slick, but it wasn't. I'm not stupid. I'm young, but I'm not that stupid. What the fuck? And it's one thing to have not gone on this trip and Jordan would have come home saying oh, I did this while I was there. I don't know if I would have felt the same, but to be there and see the woman and have to interact with the woman and continue to do activities and meals and engage with this woman on this healthy plane, knowing I just want to explode, was super hard and not what I would have wanted for my first trip out of the country. Since returning from that trip, we had multiple conversations about what I was looking for, what she was looking for. And, I ended up saying I want a relationship. I want a girlfriend. I want someone that's not going to be sleeping around with other people. Even if it's not in the big scheme of a relationship, I'm still looking for exclusivity in a person, because I don't like to be with somebody that's sleeping around with a bunch of people. Even if I'm not in a relationship, I still just like to be sleeping with one person at a time. I'm not good at the multiple energy juggling, not good at it at all. And, we still did not come to an actual conclusion that worked for the both of us. We still kept having sex because it was just so good. I just kept putting my feelings off to the side to have sex with this person because it was so, so, so incredible. I feel the need to share that this woman was the first time that I had a positive strap experience with. So life was forever changed. So it's she's got a piece of my soul now from that shit. And it's been really hard to let the situation go and to let all of my hurt feelings go. And I don't know if I actually even still have. We went out a couple times since we've been back, and I've watched her engage in these social spaces, and I just can't handle it. Can't handle the flirting and the charismatic nature that carries her throughout her life. You know, I can't say I've ever been with like the woman that like everyone wants to kind of talk to at the bar kind of person. I don't know how to describe it, but she's definitely this type of woman that like every woman, a lot of women find attractive and will want to talk to and get up underneath that energy. And I've never been the person that's more or less with that person, watching all these other women flock and throw themselves. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I thought I would be able to handle the, oh, well, you know, we show up together, we leave together, whatever happens between then is whatever type of mentality. But that don't work for me either. No, that don't work for me. I don't want to be The Weeknd. I don't want to be that Wale song, the Need to Know. I don't want to do any of the sneaky stuff. Like, I'm not into it anymore. Eventually, you know, we had to keep coming to this impasse of, I'm not happy because you're still going to be doing stuff with other people. She went to say, oh, I'm planning this trip and Daria's going to be there. And I said, oh, are you going to sleep with her again? And she's like, well, it's not, she said it's a possibility. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? What does that even mean? And kind of after that, I was never really the same. I never really had the same feelings because I just felt like I couldn't trust this, not trust the space, but like trust the sexual side of the space in terms of I'm literally asking you to only sleep with me, even if we're like not together, but we're doing everything that's just shy of being together. And that's what fucking gets me about lesbians. They will do everything under the sun except call you their girlfriend. They will do it all. And I think that's a lot of different relationship dynamics, but I'm just talking about lesbians right now. They will damn near move in with your ass and they are not your girlfriend. They ain't shit to you. And I think coming into this space through the pandemic and then semi into like re-socializing again, it really showed me that, you know, this is not the person for me. I thought this could have been the person for me, but at the end of the day, I have found another version of all the other women that I'd already been with, and that hurts too, and that makes me feel defeated again, that I'm not finding this person that's centered in the way that I'm centered. And I'm still choosing not to listen to myself. I'm still choosing to engage in these spaces that aren't for me. And it's just never, it feels like it's never ending. And it feels like a wound that's not going to heal unless I just don't talk to anybody for a very, 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 very long time and become stronger and more secure in what I actually want. Because I think I was also afraid of wanting a relationship, because what does that mean? That means what? I don't know. I haven't been in a relationship in like 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, something like that, a long time. So it goes so many different sorts of ways. But this one takes the cake, because I left out of the motherfucking country and got my fucking feelings hurt. You know, like, I don't think it gets any crazy. So, I mean, stuff does continue to get crazier, but wow, I went out of the country and got my face cracked. And it's like, a lot of the signs were there. I had pointed towards a lot of signs that I wasn't sure of prior to a lot of things transpiring, but I kept waiting to like see like the proof of the things, because I didn't want to just make decisions without proof. But wowza, your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit will tell you, and you have got to listen. And I'm hard-headed. I'm a Capricorn. I don't like to listen. I do not like to listen. It takes me a solid 472 times before I listen. And I think this is the time where I will be listening. This is the final, like, okay, I cannot keep picking literally the same woman in a different skin, you know, and not the same woman, but a woman that doesn't want what I want, another woman that doesn't want what I want. And I have to stop picking sex over what I actually want. I think that's something that I've done for a very, very long time, is just pick really good sex over the other emotional fulfillments that I'm seeking. So yeah, I may have forgotten things about the story, but I think I covered a lot of it. In terms of, are we still friends? Yes. Is it hard? Yes. Does it hurt? Fuck yeah. Do I have a hard time knowing that one day she's gonna be dicking down other women? Absolutely. Absolutely. But our meeting and intertwining in life started in a friendship, in a really good friendship. And that's what keeps me wanting to push forward while still finding a delicate balance for me to take the time that I need to heal for myself, but still knowing that I have a decent, incredible friend in this person. What do you do? Wow. This was a longer episode because this one had a lot going on to it, and possibly more that I can't even begin to get into because it's so deep. Maybe I'll have to do a part 2 to Jordan. We'll see. Thank you, everyone, as always, for listening. You all are quite wonderful to be listening to me just ramble about terrible dates, dating, relationship-y things, whatever it's called. But that's all for now. Until next time, bye.